Hi, I'm Shimnai, and welcome to the Majestic Family. This is the part of the internet where we just figure things out together, okay? We don't use no manuals, we don't use nothing, we just raw dog life and make something beautiful out of it, okay? We learn and grow together. Anyway, the point of this video, I wanted to tell you guys about the time when a hairstyle nearly cost me, is it safe to say my life? No, nearly took me to the hospital. Let's be safe like that. Let's not go to the extremes. So what happened is that I saw this hairstyle on Pinterest, right? It's a black girl hairstyle and everyone has this hairstyle. And I wanted it so bad because then it was going to save me time. It was going to save me energy. It was also going to save me money. So it was back in, I believe in January this year. I saw this hairstyle. I was like, no, I'm getting this hairstyle and I'm going to try to find someone who's gonna install that for me. I asked around and people didn't know how to install that hairstyle until one of my friends contacted me like, listen, I know a lady who does that. She's a foreigner. She's very talented with her hands. Ask her, try her out. She might know what to do, So I contacted this lady and yes, I set up an appointment and she told me what to get, But then she also told me, listen, I sell that particular type of hair if you'd like it, but then you can also bring your own, And then she also told me her hands fee and everything else. Fine. I didn't even take a day off. I went there like very early in the morning because I was going to work night shift that day. I was back at my previous job. Yeah. I went to the stores, got the hair that she needed. I remember I washed my hair the day before, and then I went to her, sat down, and then she moisturized my hair, started parting it and all of that. When she held my hair, I believe the first braid in hurt the living daylights out of me, And then she did explain to me, listen, this hairstyle hurts. You're going to feel a lot of pain in the beginning, but then the results are going to be worth it. You're going to look pretty. You're going to look beautiful. You're going to look nice and all. I believe that because I saw the results on other people's hair on social media, especially on Pinterest. Okay, fine. We continued. We went on. It so happened that along the way, I couldn't even breathe from the pain that I was feeling. I remember asking her to just stand up so that I could breathe because I just couldn't breathe anymore. That's how painful the hairstyle was. A customer walked in and that client was like, listen, oh no, I know this hairstyle. I did this hairstyle in December. It hurts so bad, but then I tell you the results are going to be worth it. Just give it a couple of days, let it set in, let the hair accept it and all of that. I believe that because even the client showed the pictures that she had for December. I was like, girl, I want that, but then I want it a little bit longer, and I was actually thinking of pushing for like 6 months or so with that sewing on. Let me tell you something, that hairstyle didn't even last a month on my head. No, a month and maybe a couple of days. Time went on. I remember as soon as I left the space, I went straight to work working like a zombie. I couldn't even turn and stuff like that. Like it was still very fresh, still very new, and I wanted it to have a lot of volume. It was actually artificial dreads. Just so I put it out there. It was artificial dreads. And then I worked my night shift with a painful head like that. Got back home. I felt like dunking my entire head in some cold water or something like that. But doing so, I was only going to make the braiding heavier, So I left things the way they were. I lived with that pain for a while. Sometimes I noticed I would get like water all over me, like why am I wet on the head? And I think maybe no, I'm sweaty and all of that. Then came a time where I decided, I want to see what's really happening on my head because my scalp was itchy, very itchy. So I took my phone and then I recorded what was going on my head. Turns out that one, my scalp had ripped. Certain parts of my scalp had ripped. Like, I don't know what to call them, but then it's like I had an earthquake on my head. It cracked, ripped. There were parts where I got some blisters, and those blisters were oozing pus. They were oozing blood. others were just oozing water, So it was a big mess on my head. Like, it felt as though my scalp was rotting or something like that, because in that particular time and moment, I did not want to use extensive products on it because of how itchy it was in the beginning, plus my scalp was just very exposed and I didn't want to, put a lot of things on it. So time went on, I decided to go to the pharmacy. When I got to the pharmacy, I told them, listen, I have an itchy scalp and it's so itchy, it hurts. And at some point, it's like there are blisters on my head. So they gave me a shampoo. Just give me a minute. I think I have that shampoo somewhere. It should be somewhere in my drawer. Where's the shampoo? Found it. They gave me this shampoo. I hope you can see it. I was given this shampoo. It's a nice shampoo. It was able to soothe my scalp and all of that, but just for a little while. Can't remember how much this shampoo costed me, but then I believe it was somewhere along the lines of like 260 rand or so forth. You see that? It was like the 100 ml, like 260. I used this shampoo, I think, for like 2 days. But then the reason why I stopped using the shampoo, it was because it gave me like temporary relief. So I didn't really see the idea of continuing with it, because it does say here it's a calming shampoo and it soothes and repairs itchy, irritated scalp. But ma'am, my scalp ripped and there are literal bumps on it. Like, this thing isn't gonna work, I don't know for what type of scalp this is made for, but this is not going to repair the problem. It's going to tame the problem, maybe the itchiness of the problem. That's what I could say. So I left everything as is, and then I went to a different doctor. When I got to that space, the doctor wasn't around, so I got the nurse. So I started speaking to the nurse, told the nurse what was going on, and then the nurse prescribed, okay, there you go. The nurse prescribed this healing spray, right? Okay, it's kind of oily and stuff. I'm using it for different purposes now, not for that intended purpose. It's colloidal silver. Oh, I hope it focused. Yeah, it's this colloidal silver. She gave me this in the beginning, and then I started using it on my scalp. She told me, just wash your hair and then spray this there, because then you'll be able to just rub it in, even on the sections where there is hair. Like, fine, thank you. I will use it like that for a while. I took that and I started using this spray for a week. She told me to come back the following week if there's any type of progress or if there's anything that I want to ask. Fine. I went back the following week. I believe it was on a Friday, Went back to her, ma'am, the spray has finished. The problem with the spray is that, yes, it's taking care of that so-called wound, but then now it's like, it's not fixing the problem, It's not fixing the problem. It's just making sure that my head doesn't itch and all of that. Like, I love the spray, but then it's like it's meant for something different, But then it's also working. It is working. My hair is not as irritated as before. I think this is the second, if not the third bottle. She told me to get this and get its little sister, this one. It's the gel, right? The healing gel. I got this one as well. And then I started using it on my scalp every now and then. And then there came a point where I went back to her like, ma'am, I like the products and all of that, but then now it's like this thing is starting to spread all over. What do you mean? And then this part at the back of my head, the limbs, where the limbs are located, I went back to her and told her, listen, look, they were swollen as heck. They were thick at the back of my head. And I was starting to get a boil, I think, in my underarm and at that part between the thigh and the torso, where the thigh and the torso meet. I had another boil there. I think I had like 1, 2 here, 1 here, up here, 2 here, 3 in my underarm, and then 4 in that area. I went and showed her that, and then she didn't do much diagnosis. She did not look around for more stuff or things that she could change, or maybe she did not diagnose me as such, She just told me what she thinks the problem is, and she just gave me the medication as she thought that medication could help me. Because back then, I didn't have medical aid. Now I do. Back then, I didn't have medical aid, but I was willing to pay whatever amount. Whatever amount it was, I was willing to pay it in cash right there. But then she just gave me what she thought would be much more affordable for me. Like, ma'am, tell me what it is. I'm pretty sure I can afford it. So she just gave me all of the alternatives and stuff like that. But then, of course, I do believe that she didn't want to give me too much advice, and then all of that goes to waste, or maybe it makes the problem even worse. On that day when I showed her all of those things, she gave me a pimple patch. No, is it a pimple patch? A boil patch. What's the difference? A boil patch. Thick and brown. And then she told me that I just had to apply honey on it and then put the pimple patch on it. Put that patch there and then wait for the boil to have a head. And then as soon as it has a head, then I should just squeeze it out. If I don't want to squeeze it, I should just go back to her and then she'll squeeze it. Like, ma'am, I hear you want to squeeze this one, but then what about the two at the back of my neck? What about this one that's just above my ear? What about that one? So that's when she decided to come and see what was really going on. She looked in between my head. She then assessed the things at the back of my neck. And she told me, listen, come back next week Friday and tell me that these things are still here. I'm booking you to the hospital. You have a scalp infection and this thing is spreading throughout your whole body. Go find yourself and just come to terms with it. You are going to the hospital if you come back next week for a checkup and these things are still here. I think at that point in time, that's when it hit me, like, I need to do something about this. I don't know what next, And I'm the type of person who has always grown out her hair. My hair is actually nice and big. It's very luxurious. I promise you my hair is nice and big and luxurious. Just that this hairstyle that I got here right now is the only hairstyle that my hair can accommodate, because I do not want to put any pressure on it, or maybe braid it, or maybe put anything heavy that will pull the scalp in any manner. Because I tried doing that not too long ago and the problem started again. So I'm not in a position to braid my hair in any way, shape or form. Not even the African threading. I can't even do that, because I want it to heal. I'm just very delicate with it. What happened after that? I went back home, and then on a random Tuesday, I think the Tuesday after that, I just decided to call the lady. Listen, ma'am, I want to set an appointment. I want to take these things out of my head. What's going on? And then I told her what was going on, because now even the nurse thought that the products that she used on my head, my scalp did not really appreciate. Fine. She told me, no, come through, let us take those things down. If you felt a lot of pain, you should have taken them down, what and what not. Like, ma'am, didn't you tell me that these things are supposed to hurt, but the results are worth it, But then now the repercussions were just sideways and things didn't go the way we wanted them to go. But then I went back to her. I don't really blame her or anything. I don't know. I don't blame her. I wanted the hairstyle and I sat there through the pain. I should have just stopped her, She took those braids down. I went back home. As soon as I got home, I started washing my hair. I washed my hair like a maniac. I washed my hair 3 times a day with just plain water for some time. I did not go back to that doctor to tell her, listen, I decided to do this and that, my scalp this, my scalp that. I did not do that. I just washed my hair every single day like a maniac. If I had to work night shift, I washed it 2 times before I go to work. If I was working morning shift, I would wash it immediately after work, like once. I had to wash it once, because then as soon as I work morning shift, like my whole day is gone. I get back home around 5 and the only thing I can do is do what I have to do, bathe, wash my hair, eat and go to bed. That's how my schedule was back then. Gradually, I started making my own products again. Because in my mind, I thought, if it's good for the gut, if I can ingest it, then I can put it anywhere in my body. That was the thought that I had initially, because I make my own products from the house for either the skin, for the hair, and so on and so forth. Sometimes even perfume, I make it myself, So at that point in time, that's when I decided, you know what? I don't think I want to allow anyone for the time being to be on my head. I didn't even want to go to the salons and everything, because now if I had a scalp infection and I go to the salon and they touch me and they use all of their equipment and then they work on another person, what if there could be, cross-contamination and stuff like that? So I decided I'm not going to take my hair to anyone, not even the salon. I'm not going to get it braided, nothing, nada, zilch. No one is touching my head for the longest time. So I started making my own products. I believe this is just one of the very few conditioners that I still have. It's like 90% flaxseed. Never mind this. The product that was inside expired, but then I still kept the bottle. It just has a lot of flaxseed inside. And then I have my own oils, have my own stuff that I use on my head. Handmade, self-made. That is how I was able to gradually heal my scalp. And then the boil here went away, because then I decided, I'm just going to keep on washing my hair using the African black soap as well. I mustn't forget that the African black soap. I had the liquid wash. I also had the bar wash. Don't even remember that I used a lot of natural products on my hair. Some I made them myself, some I had to buy, because how do you make an African black soap? How do you make that liquid wash? You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep that. And then I also used this other product that contains, I don't know if I'm meant to say this, but then, cooked it up, put it on my head. I'm fine. I am fine right now. Time went on a little bit. The boil went before I even popped it. I didn't even pop that boil. And then the other one that was between my torso and thigh, it also went away, And then the ones at the back of my head, one of them was so huge that one of my colleagues just popped it. They were just there and they were like, and then the juices that went out, it's like a balloon that had popped or something, but that thing literally exploded everywhere. So she popped one, and then there was still one that was still there, but then it wasn't as thick as the one that got there before. And then I put Band-Aid on it. And then I just made sure that I hydrate myself. I drink my teas, I drink my herbal medicines, and so on and so forth. I did research, and also the things that I'm studying, I am a literal guinea pig on my own self. Ayurveda, homeopathy, studying things like that. So those things, I use them on myself. I am the guinea pig. I'm my own guinea pig. And I must say, they are working for me. And somewhere along the lines, I will share with you that journey, like in real time. So I started seeing some progress with me. I started seeing a lot of progress. My scalp got repaired. And let me tell you something, the natural hair girlies, leave your hair alone. I think I got that. I got to think of that, or maybe I understood the whole concept much later. Leave your hair alone. For some reason, I still have the bundle of hair that I lost on that day. I took that hair and then I kept it safe with me. I was like, I still don't have the gut to part with that hair, because I'm thinking if I have to part with this hair, I'm going to have to burn it. But then this place is not even mine. How do I burn things just outside, and so on and so forth? I'm renting this place up and I can't even flush it. What if it blocks the toilet? Like, it's a bundle of hair. It's a bundle of hair. I'll throw it away one day because I don't even want it to see the dustbin or anything like that. It still hurts. It still hurts seeing that much hair that I lost that day, But then anyway, I started recovering slowly with my teas, with the remedies that I put on my head. And I think it is safe to say that now, after a very long period of time, my hair is finally breathable. It's finally maintainable. It's finally manageable, But then I still haven't gotten through the fact that now I still have to wash it extensively. I don't know. I think I need to stop. But then one thing I want to say is that if your hair itches, if your hair is vocal, listen to it. 100% of the times, it will tell you what it needs, what it wants. Having a lot of dandruff and thick growth does not mean, yay, my hair is growing. It means that there's a lot of dirt and buildup and grime going on your head. You know, just give it space and time to breathe and all of that. If I told you how many times I had to record this type of video, you would, I don't know, you'd laugh at me. This is currently almost the end of the year, right? I recorded the first video in March and I wanted to share the entire journey with you guys because I was still in a point of being a guinea pig. I wanted to see if the things I was doing were going to work, and they actually did work. They did work. So now I just live as a living testimony to tell you guys 1, 2, 3 worked, and let me share that journey with you. Like, now is the time to share that journey with you. But then anyway, guys, I have a lot of updates. Most of them recorded and put away. I believe in those updates, you'll be able to see what exactly was I going through in real time, and the habits that I had to cut and things that I had to continue with, all the way to the point where I will show you guys how to make your own products, or maybe you can buy them from me, or maybe I'll show you the diet that I'm even continuing with, because now the next thing that I want to work on is how to get rid of acne. I believe in that journey. I'm going to include you guys in it. You know, one day at a time, one step at a time, we figure this life thing out and then we make the best out of it. So you will see all of the real-time updates that I recorded in the beginning of the year, and I'm going to show you guys what I was really going through in real time. But then currently, from me, Shimina Granda, I hope you guys have a great and awesome day. And if you have any questions whatsoever, leave it in the comments, and then I will get back to you. Maybe even make more videos telling you guys how to work through other things out. You know, I believe in the concept of one thing at a time. Start one thing at a time, one drop at a time. If we're using this remedy, we use it for an X amount of time and see if it works. If not, we go to another one. Another one. Tonics, teas, tinctures, all of that, they work wonderfully and beautifully. I got to a point where I just literally found myself having to throw these ones out, but then I'm not. I might have to throw this one out because it's like it's gonna expire soon. Wait, it's gonna expire in November. This thing cost me 260 just to expire in November. I could use it. I don't know, use it when and how and what and what not. But then yeah, it's expiring. Sorry, didn't focus. But then yeah, I might throw that one out. But then I'm keeping these two. They're kind of nice on the skin. I'm keeping these two for now because I still haven't found what to do with them. But then they were freakishly expensive as well, so I'd rather keep all of them. But then the shampoo has to go. For now, that's it for me, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Yip, hooray. Bye for now.